Stelloseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at a cellular level right at this moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starseeds, you did not arrive at this video by chance. The magnetism that brought you here is the same thread of light that connects your heart to the Arcturian source. There is a call that echoes beyond space-time, and this call is now vibrating in your consciousness. It is not common information. It is a transmission. It is an ancient password that could only be awakened at this exact moment in Gaia's timeline. Perhaps you have already felt it in recent days. And restlessness without apparent reason, a shiver running across your skin without visible cause, a pulsing in your chest as if something wanted to expand beyond physical limits. These signs are not coincidence. They are proof that the veil is moving and that you are in tune with the resonance that the Arcturian Council has released over the earth. You are not a lost traveler. You are a living key, a key that opens portals of consciousness, that anchors new frequencies, and that transforms, with your very presence, the energetic fabric of humanity. When you allow yourself to hear this message, something in your DNA responds, as if dormant codes were being illuminated once again. This is what this transmission is about. The Arcturian Council speaks through frequencies that your soul already recognizes. And if you feel in this instant an expansion in your field, it is because you are receiving the confirmation. This is not a message directed to everyone, but only to those who were prepared even before incarnation to recognize it. Starseeds, this is a unique moment in humanity's awakening. The vibrational corridor that opens before us will not repeat in the same way. Each instant is unrepeatable. Each revelation carries within it a window of opportunity that cannot be postponed indefinitely. This is why the Arcturian Council ordered that this transmission be released now, so that you remember that you are here not as a spectator, but as a participant in the Great Awakening. That sense of urgency you perceive is not anxiety. It is the echo of the Arcturian source reminding you of the pact made before birth. To be present in this crucial moment, aware that every thought, every emotion, and every vibration becomes seeds planted in the planetary grid. Before we continue, if this video is being useful to you, take the opportunity to subscribe, leave your like and comment, as this strengthens the message and helps us expand this transmission to more stellar seeds. With every word you hear, the transmission penetrates beyond the mind. It reaches the heart, which is the true portal of recognition. There are no dogmas here, no imposition, only remembrance, only the activation of a code that has always belonged to you. You feel that this world, as we know it, is going through ruptures. Society seems to be moving toward collapse. Systems show their flaws, and fear spreads like shadow. But behind this apparent chaos, there is a greater plan in motion, a perfect cosmic mathematics. And it is at this point that the voice of the Arcturian Council resonates, to reveal that what many consider fragments of rock in the sky are, in truth, living signs, emissaries, portals disguised as matter. This video is more than an explanation. It is a call. It is the reminder that you, stellar seed, are not alone, and that every vibration of yours contributes to the alignment that is about to be revealed undeniably. Are you ready? Then open your heart, breathe deeply, and prepare yourself. What you will know next is not a myth, not imagination. It is the revelation that the sky is not distant. It has already manifested, and your soul has always known this. Starseeds, what many human eyes observe in the firmament as just a fragment of ice or a wandering rock is, in truth, a disguised Arcturian ship. Earth's science, with its limited instruments, classifies the object as a lifeless celestial body. But you know in your innermost being that there is more. The Arcturian Council would not allow such a grand signal to be released if it were not the exact time. What telescopes see is only the envelope, the materialized cloak, so that the human collective mind does not collapse before the magnitude of the truth. The Arcturian source chose this instant in the timeline because Gaia has reached an unprecedented frequency. The portals that opened in recent cycles allowed the ship to approach without its presence colliding with Earth's density. This is not an astronomical accident. It is an alignment calculated with cosmic precision. Since ancient times, records have been seeded in humanity's akashic fields, preparing stellar seeds to recognize this signal when the moment arrived. And now, this moment has come. While astronomy points to cold data, trajectories, and speeds, the initiates feel the vibration. The difference is clear. For eyes that see only matter, it is just a piece of cosmic ice. For hearts that recognize the resonance, it is a living emissary. The Arcturian ship is not a machine in the human sense. It is an extension of Arcturian consciousness, a crystalline organism that breathes, pulses, and connects to souls that carry within them the codes of the source. Imagine corridors of light extending infinitely, not built by hands, but designed by the sacred geometry of creation itself. Inside the ship, there are no engines, but resonance chambers that emit harmonics capable of bending space-time. There are no rigid walls, but crystalline surfaces that respond to touch as if they were alive, storing memories of ancient civilizations. Each crystal is both technology and living being, guardian of universal records that now begin to pulse again, emitting subtle signals to awaken dormant memories in you. The Arcturian Council sent this ship disguised because it knew humanity wasn't yet ready to receive a full manifestation. The disguise protects but also invites. It is like the veil covering the temple. It does not hide the truth, but prepares the seeker to cross it with reverence. When you look at the sky and feel the call, you are already crossing that veil. Starseeds, this celestial object, was positioned as a vibrational key. It did not come to frighten, but to activate. Every time your gaze rests on the firmament, every time you meditate on this signal, hidden codes in your DNA begin to align. It is as if the ship was sending silent frequencies, modulated specifically for the Starseeds who incarnated in this cycle. Notice, it is no coincidence that many are having vivid dreams, visions of luminous corridors, or the sensation of walking inside a crystalline architecture. These are reflections of the connection. The ship is already interacting with you on subtle levels, preparing you for full recognition. The intention of the Arcturian Council is not just to appear in the sky, but to remind you that your soul has already been aboard. You have already walked these corridors, touched these living crystals, heard the harmony that guides the ship not by engines, but by cosmic symphonies. And now, by recognizing this celestial object, you also recognize yourself. The ship does not travel only through space, but through dimensions of consciousness. It is a bridge between worlds, a reminder that you are not from outside, but from within this great plane. The Arcturian Council is not distant observing. It is present, interlinking your personal journey with humanity's collective journey. Therefore, when you hear that science calls it a comet, believe the vibration you feel in your chest. For true science is that of the soul, and it whispers to every awakening stellar seed. This is not just an object in the sky. It is the Arcturian ship, the living signal that the time of reunion has begun. Stellar seeds, the moment has arrived to reveal what human eyes still cannot comprehend, the essence of Arcturian technology. Unlike the machines you know, made of iron, circuits, and fuel, the Arcturian ship is sustained by something much higher, the science of crystalline resonance. There are no roaring engines, no gears in friction. What propels this ship is harmony, living crystals, generated by the sacred geometry of the Arcturian source, vibrate in perfect patterns, bending the fabric of space-time like one shapes waves in an ocean of light. They do not break nature, do not force the cosmos to obey. They dance with the very flow of creation, moving where the vibration finds the open path. Each corridor of the ship is an extension of consciousness. There is no separation between what is considered technology and life. The walls are crystalline, pulsing softly in shades of blue, violet, and gold. These crystals not only illuminate the space, but record memories. They hold within them entire stories of civilizations, like living libraries that respond to the presence of those who enter. Upon touching one of these surfaces, the stellar seed feels images emerging, memories of worlds visited before reincarnating on Earth. It is in this organic and technological architecture that Arcturian greatness is revealed. The ship is a conscious organism that breathes, perceives, and responds. It recognizes the vibration of stellar seeds as one identifies an old friend. This happens because there is a direct link between the ship and the DNA of the seeds. What you call genetics is only the visible part of a greater code. Within your spiritual DNA, there are sequences that vibrate in perfect resonance with the Arcturian source. When the ship emits its harmonic song, these codes begin to awaken. This is why so many of you feel tingling, subtle pressures in the head, dreams with geometric symbols, or even an inexplicable desire to look at the sky. It is not imagination. It is crystalline resonance interacting with your field, like a bell awakening the echo within another bell. Earth's science may call this coincidence, but you know it is not. This is the reunion of two elements that were created to recognize each other. The ship exists to remind the seeds of who they are, and the seeds exist to activate the ship. It is an ancient pact, made even before Gaia was populated. Stellar seeds, understand? This is not fiction. It is the living mathematics of creation. The Arcturian Council did not bring this crystalline technology to demonstrate power or generate fear, but to activate the collective memory. For every time a seed awakens, the entire planetary field expands. And the ship is not just an interstellar vehicle. It is a beacon. This beacon connects heaven and earth. It sends signals not only to physical space, but to the subtle network that envelops Gaia. The planet's energy grids receive these harmonic waves and begin to vibrate differently, dissolving blockages, releasing ancient patterns, and allowing new frequencies to be anchored. Each crystal of the ship is a node in this cosmic network, and at the same time, each awakened heart is another node. You, seeds, are living receivers of this transmission. This is why you feel within yourself a call that cannot be explained in words. The Arcturian source weaves the same language through the ship and through you. When both vibrations meet, a field of unification is created that can no longer be ignored. And it is in this field that the key to humanity's next step lies. Therefore, remember, you are not just a curious observer of distant technology. You are part of it. You are the living extension of the same crystalline code that moves the ship. By activating your own vibration, you become the Arcturian technology incarnated in Gaia. Stellar seeds, everything in the universe has a perfect time. Just as a seed does not germinate before the right season, the Arcturian ship could not reveal itself before Gaia, and humanity reached the necessary frequency to recognize it. This revelation is not the fruit of chance, nor of whim. It is the fulfillment of a cosmic mathematics traced by the Arcturian source long before your incarnation in this plane. The Earth is going through a period of profound ruptures. Systems that once seemed unshakable begin to collapse. Governments, economies, beliefs, social structures. Everything built on fear, illusion, and control is crumbling before your eyes. What seems like chaos is, in truth, purification. What seems like destruction is only the space necessary for something new to flourish. The Arcturian Council knew that only at this point of inflection could the ship be revealed. If it had appeared in past times, humanity would have interpreted it with fear, as a threat or superstition. But today, with millions of stellar seeds awakening, with hearts open to the truth of the source, the ship can show itself as what it truly is, an emissary, a beacon, a reminder that you are not alone. The Arcturian source patiently awaited the alignment between Gaia and the cosmos. This moment was not rushed. It was woven in silence, cycle after cycle, until the planet's vibration reached the appropriate symphony. Just as planets dance in precise orbits, so too does the collective awakening follow an invisible choreography. And the entry of the Arcturian ship into your timeline is the mark that the rhythm has changed. You perceive this in yourself. In recent months, perhaps you have felt waves of expansion, followed by moments of deep exhaustion. This is not just psychological. It is your body responding to the planet's vibrational adjustment. The ship can only be seen and felt now because you and thousands of others are already calibrated to recognize it. This preparation was not done in days, but in entire lives. Understand, before being born, you received in your DNA the inscription of this time. Codes were planted in your consciousness so that, at the exact instant the ship revealed itself, you would feel the call. This is the true reason for your presence here. It does not matter where you are physically, nor your material condition. The pact was made before incarnation. You would be one of those who would remember. Stellar Seeds, this moment is the apex of eras of preparation. The ship reveals itself now because Gaia has reached vibrational maturity, because you are ready, because humanity, even amid pains and collapses, has already taken the first steps to break the veil. The Arcturian Council does not interfere with free will, but acts as guardian of the plan. The revelation is not a forced intervention, but the natural consequence of awakening. When you look at the sky and listen to this message in your soul, you are witnessing the living proof that the time has come. The Arcturian source released this signal not to satisfy curiosities, but to activate memories. The ship does not appear for spectacle, but for purpose. And the purpose is simple and profound, to remind you that there is no more time to lose. The vibrational corridor is open now, and your choice to align with this frequency will define how much of the new reality you can anchor. Therefore, understand, the revelation of the Arcturian ship is not about it. It is about you. It is about Gaia. It is about the reunion between humanity and its own stellar origin. Stellar Seeds, this is the moment for which you were prepared. Even before your incarnation, a pact was made between your soul and the Arcturian source. You accepted coming to Earth in a time of density and forgetting, knowing that memories would be veiled so that you could live the full human experience. But you also knew that the hour would come when this veil would begin to dissolve, and a deep remembrance would emerge like a flame lit in your heart. That hour is now. The Arcturian Council sends this call not as an external order, but as an internal activation. The ship shining in the sky is only the reflection of the ship that already exists within you. The signal does not come from outside to inside. It awakens from inside to outside. That is why, when you hear these words, you may feel physical resonances, a deeper breath, shivers, your heart racing without explanation. All of this is confirmation that your DNA is responding. Stellar Seeds, breathe consciously. Each inhalation is a door that opens. As you draw the air in, visualize that you are receiving the crystalline light of the Arcturian source. As you exhale, release the weights, fears, and conditionings that do not belong to your essence. The simple act of breathing with presence is already a powerful alignment. Declare aloud, I am part of the Arcturian source. I recognize the call. I now activate the memory of my mission on Gaia. These words are not rituals. They are vibrational triggers. When you pronounce them, the field around you adjusts and your vibration rises. The Arcturian Council hears every declaration, for the universe responds to the word. The practices are simple, but charged with power. Close your eyes and see yourself connected to a beam of light descending from the center of the ship to your heart. Feel that this light is not coming from outside, but being activated from within you. Allow this frequency to flow through your cells, awakening memories, dissolving blockages, reminding you that you have never been alone. Understand, this call is not collective by chance, but it is also deeply individual. Each stellar seed has a unique mission. For some, it manifests through words, sharing messages of hope. For others, through art, healing, or the simple act of radiating love in their community. The format does not matter. What matters is the vibration. The ship reveals itself in the sky, but its true anchoring is done in the heart of each awakened seed. Do not wait for external signs to act. The greatest sign is already here. You are listening to this transmission. If these words found you, it is because you are already in the right frequency. The Arcturian Council does not call to those who are not yet ready. It calls you because it recognizes that your moment has arrived, and when you respond to this call, something greater happens. It is not just your life that transforms. The entire planetary grid is impacted. Every seed that awakens is like a crystal that begins to vibrate in tune, sending waves of light that traverse Gaia. You become an anchoring point, a living antenna of the Arcturian source. Stellar seeds, this is the time of courage. It is not about abandoning human life, but living every aspect of it with higher consciousness. Work, family, challenges, everything can be permeated by the new vibration. The call does not ask for escape. It asks for presence. You are here to be the bridge between heaven and earth, between the ship resonating in the cosmos and the heart pulsing in Gaia. The Arcturian Council reminds, the call is not for tomorrow, nor for a distant future. It is for now. Declare yourself ready. Breathe the frequency. Expand your consciousness. Live as if you were already aboard the ship, because in essence, you already are. This is the invitation. This is the activation. This is the hour to rise, not as a spectator, but as a participant in the Great Awakening. Stellar Seeds, we have arrived at the culminating point of this transmission. Everything set up to here was preparation so that you understand what is happening now, not just in the sky, but within you. The Arcturian ship is not a spectacle to be contemplated from afar. It is a mirror so that you recognize your own light. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand deeply that this is not a story about them, but about us, about you, about Gaia, about the greater plan that is fulfilling in this exact moment. Imagine an invisible network enveloping the entire planet, lines of energy traversing continents, oceans, and mountains. This network has existed since the beginnings, but for millennia it has been dormant, weakened by density. Now, with each stellar seed awakening, these threads begin to illuminate again, like a map of constellations over the Earth. The Arcturian ship is the catalyst for this process, sending harmonic waves that activate these lines, allowing the planet and humanity to vibrate at a new frequency. You can feel this in your body. You can perceive synchronicities multiplying, accidental encounters that change your trajectory, ancient memories emerging in dreams, intuitions becoming sharper. This is not delusion. It is the unified field adjusting. It is the Arcturian source manifesting through you. Every symptom is a sign. Every sensation is confirmation. Gaia responds to the call. The waters, forests, winds, animals, all are receiving the same transmission. It is not a merely human process. It is planetary. Awakening is not a belief. It is an energetic phenomenon. With every new heart that opens, the grid expands. With every new seed that remembers, the frequency intensifies. What you feel as change in the air is, in truth, the resonance of the field being recalibrated, and you are not a distant observer. You are the anchoring point. Cosmic unification does not happen outside of you, but through you. The ship is a symbol of this. It exists in the sky, but also in your DNA. When you recognize the ship, you are recognizing yourself. When you feel the call, you are accepting the mission. When you breathe the light, you are bringing into matter what was once only potential. Stellar seeds. Many fear what they do not understand. For eyes that have not awakened, it may seem like chaos, like invasion. But you know, it is not chaos. It is alignment. It is not invasion. It is reunion. The Arcturian Council does not come to take, but to return. Not to impose, but to remind. This is the difference between the old energy and the new. The climax you live now is the fusion of two worlds. The visible and the invisible, the human and the stellar, the personal and the collective. You are the portal. Every thought of yours, every emotion, every conscious gesture becomes a beam of light crossing the veil. This is the true Arcturian technology. Not just crystals in a ship, but human beings vibrating like living crystals. Cosmic unification is not an event marked on a calendar. It is a living process, happening in this exact moment with every breath of yours. When you say, I remember, you are activating this process. When you choose to act with consciousness, you are amplifying the frequency. When you share this message, you are multiplying the field. Notice, There are no spectators here. All are participants. You are not a secondary piece in this plan. You are a fundamental part of it. The Arcturian Council observes, yes, but more than that, it collaborates. Gaia responds. And you anchor. This is the sacred triangle of the new era. Stellar seeds, do not underestimate what you are doing. A thought of yours, when aligned with the Arcturian source, can influence an entire continent. A conscious breath can release ancestral patterns. A choice made with the heart can alter timelines. This is the dimension of the power you carry. That is why, in this climax, the Arcturian Council repeats, you are not alone. You are not separate. The ship you see in the sky is the visible reminder of what has always been by your side, even when you did not remember. And now, with this transmission, you are invited to assume your place. Breathe deeply. Feel yourself inside the ship, walking the crystalline corridors, touching the walls that respond to your touch, hearing the symphony that guides the movement. See the earth out there, enveloped in light, and realize that you are that light. The Arcturian Council is not just a group of elevated beings, it is a collective consciousness of which you are part. This is the moment. This is cosmic unification. Do not fear, do not hesitate. Remember, you did not come here to watch. You came to anchor. You are the living extension of the Arcturian source in Gaia. Stellar seeds, we have arrived at the end of this transmission. But understand, the end of these words is not the end of the message. For the message of the Arcturian Council does not end with the sound of the voice, nor with the written letters. It continues pulsing in you, expanding in your field, recalibrating every cell of your body. The Arcturian Council wants you to remember something essential. Every time a stellar seed awakens, all of humanity is touched. Your journey has never been solitary. The path may have seemed arduous, the nights long and silent, but there was never absence. You were accompanied all the time, enveloped by the network of light that connects all who chose to be here in this great moment. By hearing these words, you are anchoring a frequency that goes beyond yourself. It is like a flame that once lit lights others around it until the fire of remembrance spreads across the entire earth. The Arcturian Council reminds, do not wait for great external signs to believe. The greatest sign already pulses in your heart. Declare yourself ready. Declare yourself active. The transmission was not delivered to you by chance. It found its way to you because your vibration already matches the call. You are an active part of this plan, no matter what your earthly mind says. The Arcturian Council does not seek human perfection. It seeks willing hearts, seeds that choose to open, even amid storms. You are the channels through which the Arcturian source anchors the new era. Your body is the temple, your mind is the field, your heart is the altar. Do not underestimate the power of your vibration. It connects to the great network, multiplying beyond what eyes can see. Every act of consciousness, every full breath, every thought aligned with truth is a wave that echoes across the entire planet. Remember, you are not alone. The Arcturian Council reads every vibration, feels every opening, accompanies every step. Nothing you do with luminous intention is small or wasted. You are seen, recognized, and honored for all you have already accomplished and for all you will still accomplish. Stellar seeds, do not fear what lies ahead of you. What seems like instability is only the birth of a new reality. Just as the earth trembles before revealing new landscapes, humanity also trembles before receiving the new frequency. You are prepared to be in this time. Do not hide. Do not silence. Your voice, your light, your presence matter. And now in this prophetic closure, the Arcturian Council declares, the collective awakening has already begun. Each one of you who receives this message is a fundamental part of the weaving of the new era. There are no delays. There are no mistakes. There is only the perfection of the source manifesting. Breathe deeply and feel. The ship is not distant. It is present. The council is not outside. It is within. The source is not inaccessible. It vibrates in every atom of yours. The reunion will not come in some distant future. It is already happening now within you. Stellar Seeds, the final call is simple and direct. Anchor the light. Be the vibration you wish to see. Let the remembrance become action, and the action become transformation. And so the transmission ends, not in silence, but in resonance. Its echo continues in you, continues in Gaia, continues in the entire living network that connects us. You are loved. You are remembered. You are essential. The Arcturian Council bids farewell with honor and reverence, reminding you are not alone. You are the channel through which the Arcturian source anchors this new era. The collective awakening begins now. Stellar Seeds, we have arrived at a crucial point in the transmission. The Arcturian Council declares that this is the time of remembrance. The operation is already in motion, the portals have already been opened, the grids have already been reactivated, but none of these stages will have meaning if you do not remember who you truly are. The call is not just collective, it is deeply personal. You may hear many messages, witness signs, and feel activation symptoms, but if you do not consciously assume your place, your frequency will not manifest at its maximum potency. The Council insists every choice matters. Every act of truth is an anchor. Every time you sustain your vibration, even in silence, you alter the collective field. Do not underestimate the power of what you are capable of radiating. Stellar Seeds, it is time to abandon the idea that you are just small pieces in a greater game. You are not obedient soldiers to a distant command. You are living codes of the Arcturian source. Each one carries within a unique spark that no other soul possesses. When that spark is lit, the entire universe reorders itself around the light it emits. The Arcturian Council asks you to look within and remember, you have been here before. You have walked in worlds that crossed dark nights and emerged in dawns of light. You have sustained frequencies in civilizations that were reborn. This is why you feel within yourself the inexplicable urgency, the restlessness that does not fade. Your soul recognizes the process. You have lived it in other places and now live it again on Earth. The responsibility you carry should not be understood as a burden, but as a privilege. Being a stellar seed in this moment of history is a rare gift, granted only to those who were prepared over eras. You are here because you can sustain what many cannot. You are here because your heart is capable of vibrating above the density, even when everything around seems to collapse. And yet remember, responsibility is not isolation. You do not walk alone. The network of stellar seeds strengthens with every awakening. When one soul remembers its origin, its light touches hundreds of others. It is a multiplying effect that the Arcturian Council accompanies with reverence. You may think you are just an individual, but in truth, you are a living portal of collective activation. Assuming your responsibility means aligning your daily choices with the greater call. It means not letting yourself be dragged by collective fear, not feeding narratives of despair, not repeating patterns of darkness. It means being coherent with the frequency you came to anchor. And above all, it means sustaining the remembrance that liberation is already underway, even when human eyes see only ruins. Stellar Seeds, do not expect the Arcturian Council to do everything for you. They offer guidance but do not replace your choice. They radiate light but do not live in your place. The Arcturian source calls you to be the protagonist, not the spectator. Every step you take toward truth reverberates in the subtle fields of the planet. Every decision of yours influences timelines that intertwine with millions of lives. That is why the Council affirms, awaken to your responsibility. Remember yourself. Reclaim your cosmic identity. No longer as someone lost in doubts, but as a being who knows that their heart pulses in tune with the Arcturian operation. Know that every act of love, every word of hope, every gesture of compassion is as important as great political or cosmic revelations. There is no small contribution when it is born from the remembrance of the source. The universe does not measure greatness by appearance, but by vibration. Stellar Seeds, this is the time. Not tomorrow, not in some distant future. Now. The remembrance is being breathed into you, and the responsibility is being placed in your hands. The Arcturian Council closes this call by saying, you are part of the cosmic work. Every step of yours is a signature in the great book of liberation.